Hey guys, so I hope you are having a wonderful day so far. Now, we are looking at a couple of things and I'm going to jump right in, okay? So we are looking at 15 credit bureau do's and don'ts, okay? These are very, very important and we are going over these because it changes the way that you dispute. All right, so not only are we looking at that, but we're also looking at Spears versus Brennan being the attorney for a collection agency, wherein they disagreed with him on the contract being the legal validation. Okay, so now I want to just take a step to the side and let you know that these are part of the tactics that we're going to go over on May 24th at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, from 3 to approximately 4:30. Okay, you need to be part of this Mastermind Tactics Class. All right, now if you're wondering what we're gonna go over, just so you know, this is a live event. It's only $49. All you have to do is click on the link down in the description and it's going to take you directly to the checkout. Okay, so what I'm choosing from, and this is a long list, so I will go through it quickly. Indirect tactics, if you go back a year, you can find some of the videos that kind of go over these. Your personal information disputes, balance, run up and payoffs, limit increase, run up and payoff, I already said that. Merchandise cards, reviving old accounts, credit profiling, authorized users, violation bingo, creditor verification, FCBA wish list, method of verification, basic and advanced, squeaky wheel method, factual follow-up, SOL tactic, KO tactic, omission technique, 100-word statements, pay and pray, VOD, basic and advanced, checkmate tactic, collection 3-step method, repos, collector wish list, back to creditor tactic, and HIPAA for medical. Okay, so this is a really long list, but there are 60 different tactics outside of everything that we go over on the whiteboard. Okay, that's all of that is factual based disputing. We are going to go even further than that and delve deeply into mastermind tactics. Okay, so if you are ready to get your results, then you need to be part of this mastermind tactics class. Okay, remember, like I said, this is live. Now if you purchase a ticket and cannot make it, that's completely fine. Ticket holders do have unlimited lifetime access to the replay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to first look at the 15 credit bureau do's and don'ts. Okay, so if you go back about a year, once again, you will find a video that basically goes over these, but this is the first part of this. So we are looking at the 15 credit bureau's do's and don'ts. Okay, so what you don't want to do is dispute everything as not mine. Okay, so first of all, that's a stupid thing to do, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so there's actually 4 different reasons why disputing not mine can be credit suicide. Now, I do have a video that specifically goes over that, so if you want to check it out, you can. I don't have time to put a link anywhere, but all you have to do is go back to the videos. You don't want to do this. Remember, you don't want to use templates. You don't want to just use blanket disputes. Tell them the reason for your dispute. Okay, I'm just going to leave that one simply as that. Do not dispute everything as not mine. You want to use factual based disputes. Tell them the very, very, very specific reason that you are disputing your negative item. Okay, don't lie. Use factual based disputes. Why are you lying? Why are you pulling things out of a hat or putting pieces of paper in a jar and shaking it up and saying, oh, we're going to dispute it this way today? No, figure it out, break it down, look at the account and tell them why. It's as simple as that. Okay, don't do the credit bureau's job for them. Okay, all you are required to do is send them a letter telling them why you are sending the letter, telling them what you are disputing, why you're disputing, and giving it the darn reason and the outcome. That's it. That is it. Okay, it may seem counterproductive to not also, send this and send that and tell them and reach out to, you don't need to do all that. That is their job. That is not your job. Okay, Congress stated in Cushman versus TransUnion and congressional opinion that the bureaus have a grave responsibility to ensure the accuracy of your negative items and your positive items, right? So what that means is that they have to go beyond the original source of information, meaning the credit furnisher, to ascertain that your accounts are reported accurately, okay? These people get paid to report your information, so stop doing their job for them, all right? That is what they are there for. Okay, so don't be an idiot. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Don't be an idiot, okay? So don't be swearing and don't say, hey, I'm gonna take you to court when you're not gonna take them to court, because that's actually illegal, all right? So no empty threats. Just leave it out there. Okay, no empty threats. And that's actually the next one. Do not use empty threats. Don't bother quoting law. Now, we could do an entire video based on that because that's what templates are about. But the reason behind this, besides using templates, is that you are not going to teach them anything new. Well, you thought that you just woke up one day and now you're a professor of the FCRA and, well, according to the section 609 and 1681, blah, blah, blah. No, dude, no. If you have to flip through the letter, there's too many pages, okay? If I have to turn the page, there's too many pages. If I have to scroll down, it's too much text, okay? You need to very specifically tell them what you're disputing, tell them the reasons and the counts, and that's it, and tell them what you want. Thank you, have a great day. Please expedite this, your name. That's it. Don't sign it, okay? Just make sure the information that's up. That's what your letter should look like. Stop quoting law, okay? You're not a dictionary. You're not a lawyer. You're not one of those big-ass credit repair companies that don't know what they're doing, okay? You are you, and you need to dispute as you. Joe the plumber, right? So just stop. I don't want to hear about it. Just stop. Okay, so keep it simple. You see how these go nicely one into the other? And just so you know, my 5-part how to dispute also does that, okay? These go so nicely one into the other. Keep it simple, all right? We've already spoken about this. I'm not going to go any further onto it. Keep it simple. Okay, so make sure your dispute makes sense. Now, what does that mean? Basically, what I'm saying is that, let me just move over here. So basically what I'm saying is that if it doesn't make sense to you, it's not going to make sense to them. And then, you're going to get a response that says, we don't understand the nature of your dispute. Now, sometimes that's actually a stall tactic, but most of the time it's because they actually have no clue what the heck you're saying. So if you're sending this long ass letter that has like pursuant to this, and then another one that Congress says that, and then due to the fact that, and then the next paragraph is these are the accounts that I'm disputing, and then you list all your disputes, and then you go back into Black Law's dictionary, what? No. If your dispute doesn't make sense to you, it's not going to make sense to them. And that goes back to here. Do you think that you're teaching them anything new? No, you're not, okay? So don't dispute online. Don't use templates. Now, a lot of you don't know that when you dispute online, you're actually giving up a lot of your rights. And I'm not going to go into all of it, okay? But you're giving up your right for them to send you any investigation results. So it's kind of like, well, did you finish the investigation? Did you remove my negative items? What did the creditor say? They don't have to send you any of that. You just give it all up. Another thing is that when it comes back and it's not in your favor, you can't do anything about it. Now let's just take a step back real quick. You can't do anything about it. Okay, so and my camera actually has like a super slow-mo, and I wish I could integrate it into this video because it's that important. You can't do anything about it. You can't take them to court. You can't take the creditors to court. You can't do anything about it. They said this and that's it. So, I mean, it's kind of like they're the parent and you're the 2-year-old. Like what the parent says go, you have to go to timeout and you have to sit there for 2 minutes because you're 2 years old, and that's that. It's nap time, go take a nap, and that's that. Even if you're just laying there staring at, your bunk bed or something. That's it. You just gave up everything, and you know where you gave it up at when you check that little box that says, I agree to the terms and conditions. Well, you, just like everybody else, didn't read the terms and the conditions, okay? And that's why so many of you buy all these gimmicks from these companies, okay, these other credit repair companies, and then you don't go and read their terms and conditions and you know what you're agreeing to, because everything that they told you is not going to be in their contract. Just saying. Okay, next one. Don't use 100-word statement. Okay, these actually are counterproductive to the whole, you know, credit reporting and credit repair type thing. So it's actually my job to remove all those, and anybody else actually knows what they're doing. Okay, so never sign a collection letter. Never. I know that you're conceited. I know you love putting your John Hancock like everywhere. You know, oh, you want me to sign this here and about them. But no, what they're gonna do is they're gonna take that and your request to see a signed contract, and they're going to transpose it and they're gonna send it to you. And guess what? It'll hold up in court because it's an exact match. Okay, so stop sending things that are signed. I don't even have my clients sign their bureau letters. Okay, there's no signatures on anything. It is a typed letter. All right. Don't send blanket cease and desist letters. Now, we have actually gone over this before. All right, but very shortly, the reason for not sending a blanket cease and desist letter is that you actually wanted to say cease and desist phone calls, because if you're saying cease and desist all communication, the only way that they have to attempt to collect the debt is to take you to court. So you send them this letter that says, stop freaking contacting me, I don't want to hear jack from you, nothing whatsoever. That means yeah, so not only am I trying to get my life together, but I probably have money, so can you come sue me please, because I told you to leave me alone, and this is the only way that you can even attempt to collect this debt. So here's my money. That's what you're doing. Okay. Don't send bank statements as proof of payment to collection agencies, and be informal. Okay, so my long-winded example here is pursuant to the letter writing code of 2013 or 2012, you're required to send a 15-page letter that says everything and nothing at all. Thank you and goodbye. All right, so stop doing that. Okay, so I'm going to pause this video and probably erase this and then start recording again. So just give me 2 seconds. Okay, I am back. All right, so now we are looking at Spears versus Brennan citation. Now, if you are in the industry, this should be something that you actually know, but for everybody else, basically, and I'm going to read a little bit from this. Okay, so in Spears versus Brennan, the attorney collector Brennan, and I did actually write this on the board behind me, claimed that he had sent sufficient validation of the debt because he sent a copy of the contract to Spears. Okay, and it was between Spears and the original creditor, American General. However, the court disagreed with this. So what the court said was the contract in no way provides sufficient verification of the debt. Okay, so a review of the document reveals that it identifies only the terms of Spears' loan, including the APR, and I'm just paraphrasing in here, the APR and the original loan amount. The loan agreement contains no accounting of any payments made by Spears. Okay, that's very, very important. The dates on which those payments were made, the interest which had accrued, or any late fees which had been assessed when Spears stopped making payments. Okay, so indeed, the existing unpaid contract balance at the time Brennan sent the debt collection notice was at least $350 more than the original loan amount. Okay, so the bottom line behind this, and I even highlighted it, is that the contract itself does not validate the debt. Now, why? Okay, so it doesn't validate the amount owed, right? So that's basically what the court's saying. It doesn't validate the amount owed. All it does is prove that there was an agreement to pay a very specific amount, right, with a very specific APR. So it wasn't just about whether the debt belongs to consumers. So that's what you have to keep in mind when you're sending out these VODs, these requests for debt validation to the collection agencies. So that could be part of it, but it's also, but it is often that the devil is in the details. Okay, so are the amounts valid? What is the payment history? These are valid questions for the purpose of debt validation. All right, so now if the collector responds to the consumer validation request with insufficient validation, you can come back with the response citing Spears versus Brennan might be. Let me just give you an example. So, okay, so here's an example. Dear whoever it is, on date, I sent you a request for validation, which you received on date. And I'm going to skip parts of this because it's actually quite long. On date, I received a letter from you with a copy of the contract between myself and the creditor. This is not sufficient validation per the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act and U.S. case law. Okay, it does not demonstrate clearly that the amount you claim I owe is valid. When I wrote previously, I specifically requested that you provide proof from the original creditor of the amounts that you claim I owe. So if they're just sending you a contract, that contract is basically null and void, right? Because that's not what you specifically requested. That is the bottom line behind all of this, all right? So you need to tell them that they failed to do this, and then you would say, according to the court case Spears versus Brennan, and then you can take that whole part that I wrote to you. In addition to failing to validate anything, you have continued to report this account on my credit, causing me undue financial and emotional harm, because they are continuing to report on your credit report, they are continuing to attempt to collect a debt. That's what that is. Based on your failures under federal law and your ever-increasing legal liabilities related to this matter, I demand that you immediately cease all collection activity of the alleged debt, including but not limited to credit reporting, okay? So, sorry for the siren. Okay, so you need to keep these things in mind when you are sending out your debt validation letters, okay? So I'm just gonna wait for this last siren to go by. Okay, so if your letters do not have this in them, then you need to go and pull this up online and work it in there, okay? So you need to make sure that you're asking them to prove the amount that they claim that you owe, in addition to any signed contracts, okay? So there's so much more that goes into this, but if you join the Mastermind Tactics class, we're also going to look at the citation triple threat. All right, so that was a lot. I know that was a lot. There's a lot to do with this. There's a lot to think about. There's a lot that goes into making your disputes to actually get the results. It's not just sending out a letter that you found online, all right? Because otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. Trust me, I would not be doing this, okay? So, once again, Mastermind Tactics Class. This is a live event on 5/24 at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In other words, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, okay? So it's going to be part whiteboard, part computer, and the entire time I will have the chat up, all right? So you can be asking me questions, and I will answer those questions as we go along. And we're going to go over almost all of these tactics. We'll see what we can do in an hour and a half, all right? So the great part of this is that it's super, super affordable. So in comparison to what I actually charge for this, it's only $49, okay? So the ticket is only $49. You have unlimited access, whether you are there at the time that it actually goes live or whether you see it later on. It is unlimited lifetime access to it, okay? So now, if you purchase my Section 2 Tactics as part of my course, it's actually $349. Okay, so you are saving $300 and you're able to be part of this live event where I go over all of them, okay? So it's not just a PDF that you download. You're saving $300, it's part of a live event, and you have lifetime access to it. What more do you want? So if you want to get access to that, the link is down in the description. If you do not know how to get to the description and you are on a mobile device, all you have to do is scroll down to the bottom of the comments and open up the description, and it's going to be there. What I will also do when I post this video is I will post it as the first comment, and I will pin it so it stays there. All right. So now, as always, If you do not want to do any of this, you do not want to, have to write your own disputes and come up with dispute reasons and figure this entire thing out because it's just too much for you, then that's okay. I can take over your file. There's only 2 things that I cannot remove, and that I'm not even going to touch. Won't even bother with it. Child support, foreclosures in process. Everything else, I don't care what it is, inquiries all the way up to bankruptcies can be removed. However, one more thing, I do not do one item only files. So one bankruptcy, I won't do it. One inquiry, I won't do it. One collection, I won't do it. Okay? So that is basically it. If you want to be part of the Mastermind class, click on the link in the description. If you want to sign up for me to take over your file, all you have to do is go to signup.expertcreditsweeps.com. It is also down in the description. All right, and of course, I also have the software up. I have the generators up. There's so many tools that I offer to you that there's absolutely no reason that you should not be getting your results that you want and you need. Okay, and there's just one more thing that I want to say, because people always say, well, is it really going to take, it could take less than 6 months, right? It really shouldn't take 6 months, right? You know what I have to say to that? Well, first of all, if you don't have 6 months to put into restoring your credit, then you don't sign up with anybody, okay? You're going to end up learning the hard way. But if it were as simple as sending out 1 or 2 disputes and it was a guaranteed thing, if it was certain, then why is it that when you go for that loan with the loan officer for a mortgage, or you go to the dealership, or you go for a hard money loan, or whatever, any type of credit, why are they not paying, right? Pay a couple $100s to pay for your credit repair, your credit sweep, so that they can get their commission. It's because it's not certain. It's because they don't even want to touch it, because it's not that certain. There's no guarantee, okay? So if it were that simple, then all of them would be paying for you to get it done, and they would put that money on the back of the loan for you to repay, because it would guarantee their commission. Hello, use simple logic, all right? So it is not easy. It is very, very difficult. That's why we do all of this stuff, okay? So anywho, if you want to access all the tools, I'll put the links in the description. If you want me to take over your file, I'll put the link in the description. If you need help, post it in the comments. I will be catching up on my comments either tomorrow or the day after. There's quite a few of them I have to catch up on, in addition to everything else that I do, okay? So go ahead, purchase your tickets or any of the software, or just post a comment, or just like, comment, or subscribe and get notifications. Okay, so that is it from me to you. My name is Kristen. I am a factual disputer, and you are now too. I will see you later, as well as on the next live and the next video. All right, guys, have a great day, evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this. All right, so have a great one. Bye.